Oceanside has become the newest destination for restaurants, breweries, and gastropubs. Still known to many as the last affordable beach town in San Diego, Oceanside residents pride themselves on the strong community presence and innovation happening in the area. I'm Jem Morris for The American Dream. We're going to be speaking with real estate specialist out of this North County marketplace, Kimberly Fell, and the executive chef of one of the hottest restaurants here in Oceanside, Local Tap House and Kitchen. We are on the side patio at the Local Tap House and Kitchen, and I'm joined by Chef Dan and Kimberly Fell. Thanks for having us.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
So, Kimberly, thank you so much, first of all, for bringing us here, because every dish that comes out of that door looks absolutely phenomenal, like the ones here. But tell me how you first discovered this restaurant.
After living in Vista for 18 years, my husband and I moved to Fire Mountain, which is just east of here. And I kind of thought we'd be hanging out in the Carlsbad Village because we're really close to it. And luckily, we started driving down the coast and realizing that, 3 years ago, there were new restaurants opening down here all the time. And I think my husband found this one on Yelp. And then our only regret is telling too many people about it because now it's so busy. Yeah.
I don't think this show will do you any favors.
Yeah. It's the best spot.
Tell me a little bit about the backstory of this restaurant and when you opened.
Well, this restaurant opened 2.5 years ago. It is a building that was purchased by Gabe Hogan. He's a gentleman from Encinitas, now a transplant to Oceanside. And he bought this and wanted it to be a local hangout for the locals. It was built by locals and it's for the locals. Local art on the walls, locally sourced food, local beer, local people, and it's just a great community that supports each other.
You were telling us that it used to be a butcher shop.
It did. It was Vaughn's Market, and it's a historic building here in Oceanside that was revitalized. We have the original butcher hooks in the restaurant. We've got pictures of the actual market when it was Vaughn's Market, and it was actually purchased from Jack Vaughn, who was the son of the owners who had the market.
Now let's talk a little bit about the farm program. Tell me where you source your ingredients. Do you use local farmers in San Diego?
We do. There's Luke Gerling, Cyclops Farms, which is in Fire Mountain here in Oceanside. It's a 3-acre organic farm. It's one of the only ones in town. And he grows directly to the chefs and asks us what seeds we want planted and grows us what we want for the seasons that are coming up. And he's very involved in what comes on our menus, and he's a local guy to Oceanside as well, and we support him, just so he can grow and we can grow together.
You've been the executive chef here since the beginning. I'm sure that you've been instrumental, I'll say, in orchestrating what the menu is, choosing the dishes, creating them. Tell me a little bit about your process and how you've conceptualized what this restaurant is.
Well, I wanted to do eclectic food that would appeal to anyone. We've got Asian food, Mexican food, southern style food, farm to table driven cuisine. All of our microgreens are from Terry Inc., which is a campus that's geared towards people with autism, and everyone's involved in the process of these microgreens, and then they get delivered here, and again, we support their cause, they support us, and just help each other grow.
Are these a couple of your favorites?
They are. This is our Cali cauliflower. It's pepitas, avocado, some marinated roasted cauliflower. And then we have our tuna ceviche, which is caught by a local fisherman. His name's Sean Albee. And he catches all of his bluefin tuna locally, 20 miles offshore here, and brings it back to us, and we cut it and serve it to our customers.
Go ahead.
I was just going to add that, how you have your favorite restaurant and you have your favorite thing at that restaurant, and every time you go there, you have it. This is the only restaurant where I feel like I've tried everything on the menu and never been disappointed.
Wow.
Yeah.
High five.
It's cool because normally if you go here, you have this, and if you go there, you eat that.
Kimberly, you said that you moved here about 3 years ago. Tell me how Oceanside has changed. I know that it once was known as kind of a military community, I would say, but I think a lot of changes have been happening here.
Oh, totally. Like I said earlier, in the last 3 years, everything down here is new, and Oceanside's becoming like a food destination. Tons of new, gastropubs and breakfast places and fine dining. And, the people who live here are everyone from, I'm sure still Marines, to surfers, to executives. As the coast and the coaster become more vital to the San Diego community, I think that helps Oceanside and Carlsbad as well, because people can work downtown and commute on the coaster. Actually, my mother-in-law does that.
Kimberly, I know that there's that saying out there in the ethers of San Diego that Oceanside is still one of the last affordable beach communities in San Diego. Is that myth? Is that a legend? Or is there some truth to that?
I would say that that's true. It's probably the bookends of our county, Oceanside and IB, that are still the more affordable beach towns. I had clients move down from Pasadena to get a beach condo here because they could be right up on the sand, and they couldn't find anywhere else that they could still do that. There is a misconception, though, that because it's affordable, it's cheap. And, I have people call me and say, I'm from Orange County and I'm thinking about flipping a little, beach bungalow. What can you get me for, $300,000 west of the 5? And that's not happening. There's very little west of the 5 in single family now that is less than 600. So really nice little bungalows that have been fixed up. I mean, they're going to be in the 8s probably. But that's certainly more affordable than, being in Newport and paying $2.5 million for something similar.
I know that you are the real estate specialist, not just for Oceanside, but really for North County, San Diego. And you have a listing not too far from here in San Marcos. Tell me about that property.
I have a great listing right now at 1704 Azul Vista. It's in Veradero, which is atop a hill. You go through the corner of Lake San Marcos to get there. Lake San Marcos is really turning. There's lots of cool stuff happening in Lake San Marcos, just like there is down here at the beach. But it's a one-story, 3,400 square feet. It's an amazingly beautiful house, and there is an ocean view that would surprise you.
And like you said, you get so much more bang for your buck in that kind of a community where you're just minutes away from a Carlsbad zip code.
Yeah, I think people are thinking that they want to be in Carlsbad when they could be in this home, which is just as beautiful and more square footage for the budget as well.
Right, exactly. Well, thank you both so much. Can we dig in now?
Please do. Thanks for having us.
All right, thank you. We've enjoyed great food and great company here today. Our thanks to Chef Dan and Kimberly Fell. I'm Jen Morris for The American Dream.